I want to start off by saying that I feel like all the Virgo videos I've seen in the past have been a little bit harsh. Any Virgos watching this, just know coming from a Pisces, your polar zodiac wheel opposite, y'all give off attractive energy, okay? Yeah. Hola my beautiful lotus flowers, welcome back or welcome to my channel. If you're into nerding out on everything astrology, spirituality, and self-transformation, this is the community for you. I cannot thank you enough for choosing to be here in these precious moments on my channel with me. Today we're talking all about dating and compatibility for the Virgo zodiac sign. First, I'm going to talk about 5 of the most important traits that you probably want to be aware of when it comes to dating a Virgo. And then after that, we're going to go over what I think are the 3 top zodiac matches that would be compatible with the Virgo. But before we get started, I want you to keep in mind that love is not written in the stars. You know, we have a lot of energies at play in our birth charts, and all those energies are going to translate into how well you get along with somebody else. So I'm not saying that those 3 matches that I talk about are the end all be all. Definitely not. They have the most potential to be the most compatible with a Virgo, but they are not guaranteed to be compatible, and they're also not guaranteed to be the only soulmates that a Virgo can find. First, we're going to talk about the 5 most important things that you should know if you are someone wanting to date a Virgo, or if you're a Virgo yourself and you're curious about what I have to say. Number 1 is that they are known to be the perfectionists of the entire zodiac, and this is going to translate very strongly into anything in their life that is serious or long-term, such as a relationship. Because of this, they are extremely selective of who they decide to actually commit to and be in a full-blown relationship with. And with Virgos, there's usually not much of an in-between stage when it comes to a personal relationship. They're either all in or they're not in it at all. Even if maybe you think you're in an in-between stage with a Virgo, the Virgo has probably already made up their mind. The second thing you should know about dating a Virgo is that they are excellent at analyzing everything and everyone around them. Because of this trait, they are super amazing at reading their environment and figuring people out. And this can be mistaken sometimes for a very negative trait, but Virgos are really good people at their core most of the time. They usually just want to help others. So they aren't going to use this trait to manipulate you or be toxic or whatever you might be worried about. But how they will use this in a relationship is that they will be able to read you very well. So if you think that you can try and date a Virgo and get away with telling them lies or pulling secretive behavior around them, it's not gonna happen. They're probably going to have you figured out very quick, or they're gonna put on their master investigator hat and they're going to figure out what's going on with you, whether you like it or not. Number 3 is that they are extremely intelligent individuals who need mental stimulation in their life to feel happy. They absolutely love gaining knowledge endlessly all the time. Their minds are constantly taking in their surroundings, so they love learning new information and love figuring out new puzzles. And so this feels like nourishment to their minds. They are not going to waste time being with a partner who is kind of spacey or doesn't like diving deep into really intimate, intellectual conversations. If you seem like you don't really care to talk about the deeper things in life, or you don't really care to, or you can't even hold an intellectual, mentally stimulating conversation, then the Virgo is going to be immediately turned off. Number 4 is that Virgos tend to think more with common sense and logic than with pure emotion. This can make them seem a bit cold and aloof to other people on the outside, but a lot of times that's only because they have so much going on in their minds and they're very focused on everything happening around them. So it's not that they mean to be rude by it, or it's not that they really don't care to talk to people. They just are so focused and they're not emotionally governed. They're not their emotions aren't super powerful and they don't let them control them if they do have strong emotions, you're not going to catch them showcasing what they're feeling. Most of the time, they're probably trying to process it in their heads. In a relationship, this can make a Virgo seem very argumentative when in fact, they just have so much confidence in their intellect and the knowledge that they have and the research that they do on their own, that they're pretty much always going to challenge somebody if someone's trying to disagree with them. This may make them seem argumentative. If you're trying to be with a Virgo, you just have to realize that a lot of times they can be right, but if you want to show them that they're not, it's not going to do any good to just go back and forth with empty words. You're really going to have to bring them some proof and some cold hard facts. Number 5 that you should know about dating a Virgo is that they are steady, reliable, and realistic individuals. Now, we cannot forget that Virgos are the mutable earth sign. Mutable means that they're adaptable. The earth element makes them very steady and reliable individuals, and it also makes them hardworking and persistent. This means that they are going to think long term when it comes to pretty much everything in their life, especially a relationship. They're very concerned with having a solid, stable, consistent relationship and person as their partner. Because of this, Virgos won't usually dive into a relationship head first. They will really take slow, calculated movements because they really want to make sure that they get to know the person, that they seem like a good partner for the long term. But this also means that once they have found somebody that they deem worth committing to and who they really truly love, they are so persistent to make it happen. They're so loyal and dedicated. They're willing to change up what's needed. So they're able to really navigate the relationship in an understandable way and not really lose their patience, making them an amazing, loyal, reliable partner to have. Before we talk about Virgo compatibility, be sure that if you're a Virgo watching this or anybody else, comment your sign down below. I love to know who's watching and who's curious about the Virgos out there. And if you haven't already, be sure to hit the like button as well as hit the subscribe button and the bell. The first sign that I believe would be very compatible with the Virgo is the Pisces. Now, I just want to put it out there that I have seen so many sources say that a Scorpio would be better than a Pisces for a Virgo. The reason I just have a gut feeling that that's not the case, not saying they can't work out, again, refer to what I said in the beginning of the video, but I just feel Pisces would potentially be more compatible because Virgos and Scorpios can make a very, very argumentative match. They're both extremely skeptical of everything and really look to the hard facts in order to get anywhere. And I feel like that would cause a ton of friction between them two. So let me tell you why Pisces is better. These two are the polar opposites on the Zodiac wheel. So that means that they can either have a lot of friction or really balance each other out. But I believe that the two would be able to balance each other out very well. With Pisces, you get the loving dreamer of the Zodiac, and they're really going to be able to bring an aspect into the Virgo's life that Virgos might be missing. Virgos can get maybe a little bit uptight, too stuck in all of the hard work that they do, and Pisces can really bring more of that go with the flow, kind of fantasy land, dreamlike, let's have fun today type of vibe to the relationship that a Virgo's lacking. Whereas the dreamer can kind of get swept off their feet by their thoughts and kind of not come down to earth, not really move forward in their goals. This is where the Virgo can come in and grab the Pisces hand, guide them back down to earth, and help them make some practical decisions in their life, which is something Pisces can lack. Despite this opposing nature that they have, at their core, they are both known to be extremely caring individuals that are really concerned about the well-being of others, oftentimes before their own well-being. So they're going to agree a lot on that part of the relationship, and I think it'll really bring a healthy chemistry to the relationship because both of them are going to be very, very concerned with the other's well-being, making sure that they're being taken care of and loved. The biggest conflict I think that could arise between these two is involving their communication styles. Pisces aren't always the most upfront about their emotions, which can be kind of detrimental because they tend to have a lot of sensitive emotions going on, but they don't really talk about them. They might be rather passive, whereas the Virgos are not very good at navigating complicated emotions. It's just not usually in their nature. So this can cause a little bit of a disconnect when it comes to their communication, because a Virgo might not notice that a Pisces is acting a certain way, and the Pisces isn't going to speak up first and tell the Virgo how they feel. So this is something that they'll just have to take time to really get to know each other, know how they tick, and the Virgo again is really good at figuring out people. So the Virgo most likely will eventually figure out what makes them tick, how they act when they're upset, so on and so forth, and they can navigate from there. Number 2 most compatible sign that I think would be good for Virgo is the Cancer. Just like Virgo, one of Cancer's main concerns is creating a very comfortable, stable, loving home life for themselves. They do both love helping others. You know, again, Virgo is known as kind of the healer of the Zodiac and the service provider of the Zodiac, and Cancer is known to be a very parental figure and loves to take care of other people in a parental way. So these two are really going to have a healthy chemistry, I think, in their relationship. Cancers are known to fluctuate a lot emotionally, and they're usually not going to hide it. So they can be quite outright moody, and the Virgo can really balance them out in this way, because the Virgo, again, is an adaptable earth sign that can be very beneficial for the Cancer to be around. And you know, the Virgo is not usually good at navigating emotions, but it's good that a Cancer usually wears their heart on their sleeves a lot of times, so that way it's not really a puzzle that the Virgo has to figure out. They kind of already know how the Cancer's feeling and then can move forward from there. The main disagreement these two might run into is the fact that the Cancer might get a little bit offended at the way Virgo can be, because, you know, Virgos can seem emotionally detached, which may offend the Cancer. And then also the Cancer might have emotions that seem a bit daunting to the Virgo to deal with as well. The third zodiac sign that could be the most compatible with Virgo is Capricorn. And this would be like a serious power couple, let me tell you, because both earth signs are extremely concerned with hard work, security, stability. They both tend to naturally give off that kind of aloof, cold disposition to a lot of people, but since these two are that same way, they'll understand each other really well and won't get offended at the way they are. On top of that, Virgos put very high value on an ambitious partner that brings a lot to the table, and this is basically what Capricorns excel at. They bring like everything to the table, pretty much. In this relationship, unlike the relationships with the two water signs, Virgo doesn't have to worry about being the only one that has a lot of the common sense and the practicality in the relationship, because these are things that Capricorns are very strong in as well. Because there is a mutual understanding between these two and the way that they are and what they value, they'll be able to love each other without being too clingy or smothering to the other or getting in the way of their dreams and work ethic. And this is important because rather than draining each other and taking a lot of emotional energy from each other, they're actually going to energize each other, which is amazing. The main issue that I could see these two need to watch out for is the fact that both are so dedicated to their hard work and their goals that they can forget to have some spontaneous fun together and can forget that they need some play in their relationship in order to have long-term mental health between the two. Otherwise, you know, in the long run, it can take a lot of damage on them, and they may not know why it is that they feel frustrated or tense. And it could be just that they forgot that they need to enjoy each other sometimes without all the extra work. Again, be sure you comment your zodiac sign down below, and if you resonated with any of this or what you found interesting. And if you haven't already, be sure you hop over to the LaBlue Lotus Facebook community. The link will be in the description box for you if you're interested in learning more about astrology, spirituality, and using those for self-transformation. And as always, be sure you also refer to these videos so you can know more about astrology and more about your spiritual journey. And I look so forward to seeing you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Adios.